Welcome to the Factorio Launch series. My name is Nilaus, and this is the recap of the second week of playing this. This is played over on Twitch TV. This is happening every Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays at 8 p.m. Central European Time. So if you want to check that out, head on over to Twitch TV/Nilaus at any of those designated times, and I'll be streaming this series. So what I'm doing here, just to catch anyone up, if you haven't followed, then this is a recap of basically 4 streams in this case, and just trying to wrap up what we did, where we're heading, what are the challenges, and what we've been working on. So this is at the end of our launch weekend when we streamed 26 hours. We're at this point 26 hours into the game, and still there are biters spawning. You can see here we don't have the Spidertron yet, and that's really the first thing. First objective is to get the Spidertron so we can actually get things out here. Also at this moment, you can see basically the base is not doing so well. There are lots of things that are just stalling. Mainly it's because the purple science is because of the steel, and that's basically just slowing everything else down. So there's still a lot of things to work on. We haven't launched any rockets yet, so that's also something to work on. Let's jump forward after the first stream of the week just to see how we're doing there, and that's when we have the Spidertron in action. Now at this point you can see that we have a much clearer perspective here. We've been working heavily on the Spidertron. Let's use this new mod that was created. It's really awesome, the car finder. Blip, blip. And we can find our Spidertron here. How about we send the Spidertron to ourselves so we can have a look at what is happening. So what we're doing in the meantime, we've been focusing very much on making the Spidertron and not much else, and then just sending it around the world just to clear things up. Also, well, that's actually something we did before. We got the iron hooked up and we got the coal hooked up. Those are the first and only locations. Oh, there we go. Here's the Spidertron, looking happy as always. Let's actually just give it a spin. I want to show you what it can do. So by doing that, that's why I actually send it to this location, because that's where it will pick up. In the meantime, let's look at the base. We have pretty much, you can say, it's the red circuits that are not really keeping up. The green circuits are not keeping up because we are trying to feed the blue circuits. The blue circuit is also bottlenecking here. You can see this is just not keeping up. But again, it's pretty much everything that's stalling. And let me see. Oh no, blue is actually the one that's lacking the most because of the red circuit. So red circuit is our bottleneck. So what we really want to do is, first of all, let's start launching a few rockets, right? I'm just going to send it out just to, yeah, okay, that's a lot. I'm just going to send it out just so we can, you can just see what's going on, and let's go just, so basically what it's usually doing is just going out and stepping on one of these locations when they crop up from every subscription. Every time there's a subscription, there is a spawner base somewhere at the edge of my vision, which is such a cool feature, and yeah, it's just something we really want to see generally. Here it is. Basically what we're doing in the meantime, yeah, if we want the base to work faster, we're going to have to focus on red circuits. And that means scaling it up to yellow inserters, that means modules, beacons, which again means more red circuits. So we get into this loop here, and this is, look how easy it takes it out and just absolutely destroys everything. But even bigger bases such as this one, we should be able to just walk straight through it, and that's what I want to show you. So really with the focus right now is just we need to get more stuff in here. We've hooked up this copper to feed in here so that we at least have 4 lanes of copper. It's not much, we definitely need more. And that means getting out and getting this copper location. Here we go. I just want to show you how easily this one is just strolling casually through a base, and there we go. So very, very easy at this point for us to clear bases. It's just a matter of clicking around the map. Then we have what we get. One thing that I think, now I've mentioned what I thought I wanted to focus on, but it turns out there's actually something else that's way more important. Now this looks like we have 2.1 megawatts, but if we start scaling up, as I mentioned, like yellow assemblers, modules, beacons, all that good stuff, also here getting those beacons rolling, then our power is going to increase, power demand is going to increase, and this solar panel is just not going to cut it. And neither is this line. As we consume all of the coal, then that's going to go bad as well. So let's jump forward in time and see how we progress now that we have the Spidertron and it's working to clear all the path. Then we can focus more on building the base. So let's jump. And here we are. So at this point, you can see that some things are new. We have a new location here that's managed to hook up one uranium location. It's taking this uranium patch, which will certainly cover all of our needs for the entirety of the rest of the base. Definitely, we are getting sulfur in just through piping, but we are getting the materials in by train. The reason why we get it on train is because then we can use this train pattern here and go up to our new location. It hasn't started doing anything, but it's ready. The reason why we do this is because we're starting to see that power is going to be a problem. Look at our max consumption. This is really weird, right? It says 405 out of 2.1 gigawatt. If that was really true, then it wouldn't be peaking at 99. I guess this is because it counts the accumulators at this point. But as you can see here, right now, we're working at 100% of the solar panels at this point, just desperately trying to fill up the accumulators, and we're not able to fill up the accumulators. Or we are, but it's just going super slow. So after a few cycles like this, we're actually going to crash and burn. But and aside from this is also because obviously we've built more locations here. We've launched 3 rockets. It's not much. There's still 2,400 more rockets to go. Definitely will happen, but it's probably not going to happen from this base. But this base will just get us going before we start working on new bases and even bigger and more awesome stuff. So where do we have it? We also have another thing. We have a new Spidertron. This Spidertron is a construction Spidertron. So you can see the trunk. This is geared up for making either helping me build locations or simply building locations itself. It's not quite as efficient as I had hoped, but it works really well in just sending it out, and then it can start laying down foundations or laying tracks, laying belts, laying the mining locations, and that's what we're going to do as we run out of copper. Then we build this one. The way this works is these turrets here will sort of keep small attacks at bay, but eventually we will need to send our cleaning Spidertron. Where is the cleaning Spidertron? Shift V for Spidertron locations. It's down there, and there it goes. Just make sure that we always clean them out as new subscribers spawn bases here. Wish, 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 wish. There we go. The spin, spin, spin. And at this point, I don't really care that it hits itself with the rockets because it has so many shields and they charge so fast. So there, we also have now the copper inbound, the uranium inbound. We're starting to bring stuff inbound from various locations. We're going to get some more iron as well. We're going to start making these locations more structured. So those are really big things. But the main thing right now is the fact that we are running out here. So only sort of at the end of the daytime will we have fully charged our accumulators. That's not a good sign because then we're probably really close to the edge. And spoiler alert, it was crashing and burning soon as we started the next stream. But let's jump forward to the end of the last stream of this recap and see what we've done at that moment. Very much of it is going to be internal in the base to scale up a lot of things. So let's see. So this is the current end state. At the current moment, we have managed to build a couple of nuclear power plants. This is built on from the design from my masterclass. As we're looking at it, you can see that it actually is possible for us to sort of have 1.5 or technically 2 within a city block by sort of overriding this one and then building the next one here. Then we can actually just have them on a row supporting here. And as this works, we look at our power. We're now up to 3 gigawatts of power. This is the assembly machines are just keep increasing. You can see here that our solar panel can never, not at any given time, can it keep up with the power demand of the base at this point. But how does it, where does it come from? Well, you can see the base is a lot more structured. These are now yellow assemblers. They've not been scaled up with modules yet. We built a dedicated module location, which is nice. We definitely need to get this one to scale up even further. We have these locations for the red circuits have been scaled up a lot, but as you can see, they're still missing some modules. We're currently operating with Mark 1 modules because we just don't have the production of productivity 2 modules. That's really what all of the base is now gearing towards, is keeping the rocket launching. Let's check how many. Only 13. So still going the wrong way, you could say, in terms of rocket launches, or the right way, in I would say. But the idea is now keep feeding, keep making red circuits, because red circuits will be used, keep making blue circuits, and just try to keep everything flowing. This one is so hungry for red circuits, it's unbelievable. And I really want to scale this one up as well. But I think that we're sort of getting a good grip on this base, and that's what we're working on. So this one also, this is now upgrading to Mark III modules, because coal was actually not really sufficient. We still have a nice little list here, so there's still something to work through here. Now this is, well, oh, another thing that we started to do is we started converting to more dedicated locations coming in. That's really nice, I think. And these builds, I know that some people would go like, why are you so late in the game still using steel furnaces? I like steel furnaces. They're happy, they're good. As long as I'm not, if I want to switch to electric furnaces, I'm going to use an ungodly amount of red circuits to build all the electric modules. I don't have those yet, and I don't want to use those yet either. So that's why I prefer this, because even if I had built all the electric modules, or electric furnaces, I wouldn't have the modules needed. And if I don't have the modules, then I'm actually just, electric furnaces are using more power. Of course, they're not polluting as much, but they're using more power, and they are costing more red circuits. So I will only switch to modules once we start making real module beacon builds, and we do that once we need to feed blue belts. So not right now. What I need to do is actually I need to take this one down and make these two copper also dedicated like this. So make it a structured way here. So we have 16 lanes of copper and 12 lanes of iron, and then 1 and a 5th lane of steel in total. I'm talking red lanes here. And then this location will be used for stone bricks and maybe something else, but stone bricks at this point. We also have our uranium build is also operational. We have our little Covarex building, and it's now it's just making them ad nauseum. So as much as we can come up with. We've reached the point where it has become completely irrelevant, and also we have enough uranium as well. So things are progressing. We've reached a stable situation power-wise. What the focus is keep scaling up to make more modules and beacons. And as we get more modules and beacons, then it's time for us to start scaling out and looking for locations where we want to build, and also start talking about how does this transition into a mega base, because we don't really, or I don't really have quite an idea how this is going to be, because this base obviously can't launch this many rockets in finite time. We need to do something else. We need to build like big, massive bases, and I haven't figured out quite how I want to do this, but that's some of the things we should discuss in the upcoming streams. So that's going to be the summary of the last week of streaming on Twitch. I'll just remind you one more time. It's over at Twitch TV/Nilaus, and this is at Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays at 8 p.m. Central European Time. So do drop by. I really appreciate a lot of the people who have recently come by from YouTube, who are just coming over to Twitch, and a lot of the people are actually hanging out and finding that it's a quite enjoyable experience to hang out and discuss in real time, yell at me in real time, yay, or also come up with good ideas and see them being implemented, instead of leaving comments on a YouTube video and then you never really know if they find them way into the game eventually. So thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you either here on YouTube, over on Twitch, or maybe on Discord, sharing designs and ideas. Until next time, take care and stay effective.